Everyone, welcome back. Today we've got an article from Inside EVs. Elon Musk biography reveals design inspiration for the Tesla $25,000 EV and Robo-Taxi. Musk was initially fixated on the Robo-Taxi before welcoming the idea of a mass market EV. And personally, I've always thought it was the other way around. Elon has been talking about a mass market EV for a long time, over a decade now, while the Robo-Taxi idea seemed to be somewhat more new concept that he's taken up on, especially since self-driving features have been becoming so much more prominent in the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years. But before that, he's always been talking about building vehicles, but eventually getting to that vehicle that is more affordable. He's always talking about building the expensive vehicle that builds a slightly cheaper vehicle, which is the Model S, that builds a similar vehicle in an SUV size, which is the Model X, and then build a cheaper vehicle, which is the Model 3, build a cheaper vehicle, which is the Model Y, and from the Model 3, Model Y, they want to build an even cheaper vehicle, which has always been the 25K vehicle. So I've always thought that was part of their plan. Elon has always been talking about this for decades, or a decade, just under 2 decades perhaps. But the idea of robotic taxis, I felt like it was kind of new from Elon's perspective, based on what he's been saying for the last few years, over a decade now. Now, once the frenzy around Tesla Cybertruck and the updated Model 3 settles, Tesla enthusiast focus will likely shift towards its upcoming, affordable, mass EV market. A new report shed lights on the design direction of the EV that it could follow and how Tesla conceived the project. Axios had exclusive access to experts from Tesla CEO Elon Musk's upcoming biography written by American author and journalist Walter Isaacson. Musk was apparently so adamant about building an autonomous robotic taxi with no pedals and steering wheels that his deputies had to convince him in a non-challenging way of the need to build an inexpensive global car to thrust the brand into achieving an ambitious 50% annual growth target. Now, this article continues to say Tesla design boss Franz von Holzhausen and a few other convinced Musk to build both a $25,000 global EV and a robotaxi on the next generation engineering platform and the same assembly line. Now, potentially, this could reduce manufacturing complexities, realize costs, and make the end product affordable. Now, several reports have highlighted Tesla's focus on revolutionizing manufacturing using methods like gigacasting, which many car makers have adopted. The report highlights how Musk loved both design and concepts, which sports futuristic styling like the Cybertruck. The confirmed $25,000 EV during its Battery Day event in 2020 with an initial schedule for introducing it this year. The delay is likely to be the brand's focus on ramping up Model Y production, but also bringing the Cybertruck and the refreshed Model 3 to the life. And additionally, a key focus for Tesla at all times is advancing its FSD development. That's a full self-driving development. Now, the Cybertruck, I've been seeing quite a few videos around of the Cybertruck just in public, and it is quite fascinating. So they're still testing this vehicle. So it's looking quite interesting. In fact, I've seen a video of this vehicle with interior mood lighting, which is quite nice. It's a really nice addition. This is also something that Tesla has recently added to the updated Tesla Model 3. It has a surround mood light, which adds a cool look to the cabin. But overall, I'm not really a fan of the updated design, to be honest. But at the same time, it's very Tesla. It is very much sticking to what Tesla knows best and what they do best. So at the same time, can't really be too mad. Now, while there's no official revised timeline for the $25,000 Tesla EV, stocks analysts predict early this year that Tesla might unveil it in 2024. The brand might initially manufacture its next generation EVs in Austin at the Gigafactory, Texas, before possibly shifting production to its 4,200-acre under-construction plant in San Cartagena, Mexico. Yes, Tesla's latest factory development in Mexico will be huge for the brand. So Musk's other bold claims for the biography include boosting boosting production capacity to 20 million cars a year and transforming Tesla into a $10 trillion company, which is very much possible. Based on where Tesla shares right now, it's a real possibility to turn Tesla into a $5 billion company. That's the step we've got to accomplish first. Next will be 10 trillion. Sorry, the first will be transforming Tesla into a $5 trillion company. That's the first. And the second will be $10 trillion company. And that's going to be a huge day for the overall market. The interesting thing is that where will Tesla be by 2030? That's in, what is it, 6-7 years, 2030. So a lot could change. And by that time, we will have quite a lot of vehicles from Tesla on the road. Not just the Cybertruck, but also the Roadster. And hopefully, even by then, we might have this vehicle on the road. We might have the $25,000 EV by Tesla on the road by 2030. So by that time, and not to mention, the company right now is delivering, 1.4 million vehicles a year. By 2030, will they be delivering 5 million vehicles per year? I mean, it's not impossible. The way this company is moving, they've got so many factories now. They're opening up more factories in Mexico. And they're probably looking to open up additional factories in Europe and in Asia. So 5 million vehicles by 2030 is really realistic. That would be a crazy amount. Not to mention the amount of revenue they'll be generating by then will be insane. Plus, they're working on other products, such as the robot, the Tesla robot, which I think will really do amazing things for the industry. Not just for their company, but for other companies who purchase this robot for various reasons. I think this could be a huge thing for Tesla. Now, I've seen numerous leaks of this vehicle online, and it looks like it's going for a shape similar to this. Kind of like a hatchback, which would be very interesting for a Tesla. To be honest, I have no idea how this could look. But if it is an hatchback indeed, then we're looking at something like this. That is very interesting. You can expect this vehicle to be extremely minimal. I think right now especially Tesla is focusing on minimalism, a lot of minimalism. In fact, the new Model 3 update is even more minimal. So this actually looks more realistic. It kind of have a slight BMW kind of Mercedes kind of shape to this car. So that'd be very interesting. I've also seen actual leaks of this car on the road in camo, which is kind of wild. Yeah, it's kind of wild. So I remember seeing this image. This wasn't one of the famous image I remember seeing around the internet. That doesn't look like a Tesla that we currently have. That definitely looks like a hatchback Tesla with Tesla lights. Of course, it looks a bit different, but it also looks like a half SUV, kind of like an SUV baby. So it's really hard to say, but most likely this will be the vehicle, or perhaps this is just a prototype that is not 100% confirmed, but it's got the Tesla lights front and back. It'd be interesting to see when this vehicle comes out. Now, just before we end this video, let's just touch on the shares quite quickly. I was happy to say, opening up my trading app this morning, I was actually quite happy seeing that the share price is up on Tesla. Gave my portfolio quite a boost, which is good to see. But I'd say that there's a moment to buy the dip, and this is in the previous week, $242. That was a good opportunity to buy the dip. There's also an opportunity in the past month around the 18th of August, $214. And I think that's where I perhaps bought, around 214. I might have bought earlier than that actually, because based on how my portfolio is doing right now, yes, I think I did bought earlier. And I think I might have bought either in April or perhaps it was May. Could have been a little bit later in my opinion. But I'm £100 in the profit right now on Tesla. So I did buy quite a while ago. But that is it for Tesla today. Thank you for watching, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.